everybody. Let's give it a few minutes here for some people to pop on. Hey, how's it going there? Thought I might come out today and see what people are up to. Hey, Corso trainers, it's going good. How about yourself? Thought I just might come out and have a cup of coffee with some people. So, what are you up to? Ah, okay. Yeah. Are you working? Yeah, I just had my dinner. It's about 6 o'clock here where I am. Oh, me too. Well, I got an annuity from my father. He gifted it to me, so I really don't have to worry about working right now. So that's pretty good. 3 p.m. Must be like in the States or on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm in Ontario, Canada. Hey, Cosmic Cultivators, how's it going? Yeah, I like the peace, happiness, and love. California, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've never been to the States. Well, I have for a couple of Super Bowls, but that's about it. On the way to work, Cosmic. Okay. Alrighty then. Hey, whatever you got to do to pay the bills, Cosmic. That's the main thing. Pay the bills, keep the roof over the head, put food in your stomach, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, three things that are most definite: taxes and politics and government. Yeah, yeah, yeah. With these times and all the price hikes, yeah, yeah. I just heard from someone else's channel that Canadian Pacific is going to be going on strike uh, on the 16th at around midnight or something. So, yeah, yeah, I believe in that theory too. The less I pay, the better it is. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's why I'm doing the gardening thing too, and hopefully that sooner or later, when my mortgage comes up this fall, put a wood stove in so I won't have to pay the carbon tax up here in Canada, and for the propane on my house to heat it, and get some trees cut down, and yeah, that is very true. Yeah, back in the cowboy days. Yeah, yeah. Very little government, if anything at all, and everybody was very self-sufficient. Yeah, that's my dog you see here. Yeah, everybody growing their own food. Yeah. One of the things I'm going to be doing is getting a chicken coop built or get some chickens in, eggs and meat. I'll probably put a few of the videos up on my on my website, my YouTube channel. So yeah, yeah, and then yeah, I'm working on. I didn't do anything to my live veg coffee tables or my uh, end tables there yet. I'm at the stage of gluing the tops back together. Just waiting a day or two for that to do that. Um, but I do have a video that's uploading right now onto my YouTube channel of me sanding stuff down. Yeah, it's always good to have some sort of trade that's going on. Yeah, yeah, just shy of it. They tax toilet paper that they wipe our butts with, for sure. That is for sure. That is for sure. You know, they got to have their hands in everything. Yeah, yeah, just so they can have bigger and better cars and bigger and better houses or cottages, which sucks, but and we're left with nothing. They get richer, we get poorer, which does suck. Yeah, let us build your roads. Let us make better schools, which you don't even do half of. Anyways, yeah, yeah. I have it's a Great Pyrenees Miramar mix. They're a sheepdog, and they're usually 90% of the time they're on a farm. They're a great guardian dog for the sheeps and that, and they do really good in a pack of at least 3. But they're also used good for like household pets too. I had a Great Pyrenees, a purebred Pyrenees before, and I got that one at a month and a half old. I got this one at 4 months old, and I do recommend getting them at that young if you're going to be having them as a pet to guard the house or the property. I got a quarter acre here where I live, so that's like more than enough space for one of them. They get my Great Pyrenees at about 3 years old. He was 145 pounds. And I think he was fixing to be about 160 pounds, like his father was. He passed away a few months back from kidney failure, and but he was like 7.5 years old, and so I got this one a couple months back. Because I live in the middle of nowhere, and it's nice to have someone there to wake me up at night because they are a nocturnal dog. So they do wake me up. The other guy woke me up a few nights, a couple of times. So they're a great dog. They're friendly. Yeah, he's this guy here took him in. I think it was March the 4th for his. He had his 2 full shots, and then he had to go on March the 4th for his boosters, and 4.5 months old, he's like 60 pounds. So this guy's going to be a big guy. So I think his father was, when I picked him up, his father scaled him because he was due for deworming. And his father, I think the owner said that his father was about 150 pounds. So, and he wasn't even fully done growing. He was like a year and a half old. So, but he was a farm dog. And their weights average, at least with the farm dogs, their weights can average, because the farmers, what they'll do is beefing them up over the winter. And so usually that I've seen, at least with the Great Pyrenees, they can get up to about 175 pounds in the winter for the spring, and then they're down to 150 years old. Yeah, it is. It is. It is very heartbreaking. Um, but it is what it is. He had a good life. I fed him like a king. Fed him meat and everything, you know. Always had bones around. Like, I mean, big beef bones. Like, there's a particular beef bone that we call, in the meat plants, we call shank bones. And they're about the size of your forearm, roughly. And so he always got those year round. So I know a few farmers up in my area that are always buying those bones for their dogs from the meat places, and always had them. He also had deer bones, sheep bones, so he had a good life. But there was some bad genes in that dog. It's called incest. So genetically, when that happens with any breed of animal, there's going to be complications along the side. He did have hip dysplasia from that as well too. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it is heartbreaking. But yeah, you can only do so much. I like that dog very much. He's a good dog. Yeah, I probably owe my life to that dog a couple of times over, living in the next town over. You know, live on a 100-acre farm, and have some coyotes around the area, and going out to farms, bringing some big chunks of beef home or sheep home that had slaughtered, or some deers home that I had slaughtered. Coyotes would come up to my house pretty much to the front door, and you know, that dog got a few of them. So, hey Rams, how's it going? Yeah. Just talking about the dogs I've had right now. As I'm playing with this one here because he's playful right now. Yeah. Yeah. Decided to have some coffee and see who else is here. Wanted to come out. So, yeah. Can't wait for this weather to go away. The other day, the snow was melting. Got some snow today, and then they're supposed to get up into the double digits. I think within the next week, the next couple of days, it's going to get into the double digits, and some rain, and it's that time of the year. Can't wait to get into the gardens. Can't wait to start building my chicken coop. So yeah. And he still wants to play. So yeah, they're very playful when they're this young. Yeah. Yeah. So what are you up to there these days, Rems? Such a little biter. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to see what would happen with that Canadian Pacific Railways going on strike. What that'll be, what will happen out of that, other than maybe more shortages, because on that channel I heard it from, they were saying something about with what's going out in Russia, fertilizer is going to be short, and then Canada being the next fertilizer producer for at least the states. There's going to be more shortages for the states for fertilizers. So, gotta go switch the light on. It's starting to get dark in here. There we go. Hey, Monty. No. Yeah, they've been doing that a little bit for a while. Yeah, this dog likes playing. Got him in a nice little headlock. Get the screen a little bit more. He's taller than my knee, the backbone already at 4 months. Yeah, there's I'm going to be letting out when Shen Wars comes on. I'll be letting you showing some fertilizer tips I learned from an old farmer and from some other people on YouTube. And they're pretty much your general, I don't want to say household stuff, but stuff that you normally use on a daily basis or a regular basis, and how to make them rapid decompose them in a way. So and it'll be good for certain plants. So but yeah, I already got one video up and it'll be released for the 20th for that. Just gotta wait for the 20th to come up. And I think I got about 3 videos that I can release on it when Shed Wars starts. Not that I'm trying to. Yeah, I kind of heard that. But it is a chemical, right? And I try to stay away from them as much as possible. There might be a couple of powders I can get from my nursery to help with some bugs or something for, like, say, something like my strawberries. But yeah, there's always something that you can use for the bugs in there for a thing or two. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Yeah, just I'm not trying to stack up too many right now. Because I know I can, when I go to do some planting, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. And I wasn't in Shed Wars last year, but this year I am. Yeah, that works. Yeah, sardines I also heard work. Um, so, but I guess the fish that you're talking about, the fish stuff would be your basic bone meal. I guess cultivators, cosmic cultivators. Um, so, um, and if it is for the bone meal stuff, you might want to keep an eye out for one of my videos there that I first released on that stuff. Because if you eat chicken, you can turn those bones into your own bone meal. And I'll leave it at that for now until I let the video go on that. There's a few other things out there that you can use as well too, because it's the rapid decomposition of it, right? I just don't throw the chicken bones into the garden. So that they take forever to break down. And how I do it, somebody else on YouTube showed me how to do it. So it's pretty easy. All you got to do is collect your chicken bones and then watch the video. All right. That's yeah. I never heard of that. I've heard of fish heads like around your tomato plants and um, other particular plants that I do grow here. I've heard of what they call it is tea steeping, and I guess that's what that's about. So you take some of your composter, put it in a bucket of water, and put your sprinkling can in there, and take the water out to the garden. Yeah, because the I guess the molasses is because it's honey and molasses. I can see why molasses would be used for the gardens more. Um, would be because it helps hydrate the plants a little bit better, I guess. Um, but yeah, there's a thousand different ways of doing it. I usually when I get my garden started in that, which will probably I started working on it 2 years ago, but last fall I started working on it, and what I do is any of my leaves and yard waste in the fall, I dump it into the garden, and then or any of my garden beds, and then but I take the lawnmower to the leaves and whatever I can, um, and bag them up and the grass as well too, and just throw it into the garden. And any tiny little branches I throw in there as well too, and any pine cones, anything, everything, right, into there. And then I take my spade shovel into there because they're obviously not big enough for tractors and the big discs where they turn over the fields from the last year's crops. Um, and I sink the shovel right in, the spade shovel, and I turn it right over with that yard waste in there. And that also will help in the spring to um, when the snow all melts, and it helps um, get the steam out the water quicker, so the farmers can get out there a little more faster. But in my case, I did that in the fall too, and then I'll be doing that once again in the spring because I rake out my lawn during the in the spring as the snow melts, and I just dump everything I rake out of the lawn right back into the gardens, and I mix that in there as well too. Any food composting, I do at the same time, um, straight into the gardens and turn it over, and then I'm gonna hopefully get I think anywhere from 6 to 8 square yards worth of manure, horse manure, with some straw in it. Get it all in there. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it is something. It I do know that farmers do use that method, right? So the faster they can get into their crop, where they're going to be putting their crops, the better it is for them, right? A better yield, longer time to grow, at least for the corn, right? So, um, but and I'm going to be getting another 6 or so square yards of triple mix, and then I take the rotor tiller to everything, and then just break it up, mix it up really well, and then I've got some hand tools, and then I start making my rows, and by May 2, 4, between May 2, 4 and June 1st, that's when I'm planting. 'Cause that's usually when, generally speaking, nowadays, that's when the last frost is, you're clear of the last frost. So, but I do save a few of my kitchen scraps along the side there, and put them in when it's needed, because I got to deal with in a particular manner, and then at least 3 of them I got to deal with a particular manner, to help with the rapid decomposition. And it takes, I think, about a month or two. I think, I'm not sure, or a couple of weeks to a month or two before it is hitting your plants. So whereas if you didn't do it, it'd take months to deal with. But I'll be showing those in my Shed Wars videos. So, which is okay, I suppose. But yeah, I'd be saving up their, I guess I can tell you, their cosmic. Save up your bones, chicken bones, and turkey bones, and your banana peels, and eggshells off your eyes. When I place the videos, I'll show you how to do it, because we're doing next grocery shopping. In the video, making video upload, and they upload with the banana peels and the eggshells. The coffee grinds really don't have anything to. And then you pretty much want to save whatever wood ashes you got somewhere too. Those are and but kind of save their nitrogen there. So. I did some Miracle-Gro 2020 just for everything, because and it's not much. I got one of those small boxes. I've got a bag of it up here. This stuff, it's probably a couple pounds, I think. But it's the 20-20-20 mix. Because the other stuff that I use, it's like your 10-10-10 mix kind of deal thing, right? And so I usually basically use the 20-20-20 mix once a month, maybe twice a month, and it's usually for the roots and the stems, and to just give the fruits a little bit of an extra boost of things. So, but when before I go to harvest anything, especially the anything actually, I stop using that stuff, and then wait at least, as it says, use that stuff every 7 to 14 days. I wait minimum 2 weeks and or more before that stuff is out of the plants. Yeah, 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 yeah. The coffee grinds, they're really really good for the nitrogen. Um, uh, really good for the nitrogen. Um, that's good. Holy crow! Yeah, who would want to? Yeah, people just throwing money away. You know. Hey, Rebel Canners, how's it going? You almost snuck by me there. Yeah. Um, yeah, people just throwing money away. Um, like my rototiller, my neighbor, he does his own property maintenance thing. Started up within the last 2 years, and he was just getting small engines like rototillers, four wheelers, or snow throwers, working on that stuff for people. And I 2 years ago, when this whole pandemic thing started, I was going to started my gardens and looking for a rototiller, right? So happenly, he put one on the side of the road, and I spent maybe $200 on the thing, and the thing might have been 600 or 700 bucks, brand new. You know, it's old, you know, but it does the job. I've had it for two. This will be my third. This spring will be my third time using it, right? So, you know, it works like a charm. I'm used to the old machines, and you know, because they're broken in. Um, you know, I don't want to sit here and say that I don't care about them, but let me tell you, um, when you got to weld something, you got to weld something, right? And you know, working with a 20-year-old four wheeler before, and hay wagons, you know, they're 10, 15 years old. You know, I'm used to the welding, so it's not that it's bad or anything, but you know, it is what it is, and if I can make use out of it for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, right? That's a bonus. A good bonus, you know. Um, but yeah, so I don't want to have to rototiller the garden myself. That's backbreaking work as it is. I do enough turning over with the spade shovel, and let the rototiller do the fine work, the real fine work, and mix everything up nice. Yeah, someone's texting me that they can wait. They can wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So mine. Some of my garden beds. In fact, all of them are on the ground. I lied down 4x6 um, posts, and I got somebody else out for the wood. I got they were taking apart a deck, and it had 2x6s on it, and I used them um, as like kind of like fence posts and a railing, and I got a tarp, like a whole roll of a tarp stuff, and I made it so that the wind can't blow through it. So it's like a fence, and then I got a whole bunch of skids as well too. And somebody was taking out a sunroom, and I got some stuff, some materials from there, and made fence posts out of them, and put the skid boards across like a fence. I also got 4 planter boxes made out of some of those 4x6 oak posts, and with some plywood, some other tarp-like material, and plywood, and the 1x6 oak boards that came with the fence, part of the fence. So I also got four planters boxes where the bottom is open to the ground, and they were lined with some of that roll of that tarp stuff, and one of them I got some garlic in there. Oh yeah, up here a few of the landscaping material places throw them at the end of their driveways, and people take them. Just about fist fighting over them sometimes. Because some people use them for they got these in their basement, they got the old coal wood stoves, and where you can cut the skid in half and throw it right into the wood stove, and because it'll fit right in there, and 4-foot logs, and they burn them. They use the skids as kindling to get the logs up and going. Some other people use them for gardening. So yeah, I also use some of them for woodworking too, because that's another one of my hobbies. When I get really anxious into doing something, like I can't wait for the spring to get here, start working on my garden, so I'll start woodworking, just for something to do, because that cabin fever and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saved the old rusty nails, and 'cause I got a scrap box for metal, and it's just a matter of calling up the dump place, and seeing if they're taking any metal, and hey Rems, how's it going? Um, and return take the metal up there when they're buying it, because they'll give you money for the metal up here. So anything I got metal, well, it goes into a pile, and then when the pile gets big enough, I'll take it up and get a couple $100 for whatever it's worth, right? Even those, I even save. I don't recycle. I do recycle any plastic or glass, but any metal food cans, I just rinse them out, boom, into my metal pile. Because it's metal, gas engines, parts, whatever the case may be. Yeah, sometimes I got to sneak into the metal pile for something or another, whatever it may be. If I got to do a patch on something, or could use a piece of metal for something, right? So it's always handy to have there sometimes. But yeah, um, yeah, yeah, can't wait. The spring is right around the corner. Another month, full month, and most of the snow here will be gone. So at least a good chunk of it, about a month. Yeah. I'm hoping to have a real good turnout for my garden this year. Um, got enough peppers, probably post count about 20 peppers, and maybe 10 tomato plants. The turmeric's taken off. Some of them are coming back. Some of the ginger are starting to sprout up, and it's starting to take really good. So, and a few other plants are doing good. Hey, if the dump's willing to pay the money, a certain amount of money, you know what I mean? Why not? It's not a matter of being crazy; it's a matter of being smart, right? And you're putting it out to the end of the metal cans that you use for food, right? You're putting it out to the recycling, right? I can't call me lazy, but I don't want to be walking it down to the end of the road for nothing. Um, when I could use a patch on my push mower, or use a piece of it on my rototiller, or a piece of it on my snow thrower, right? But I'll load it up and go to the dump and get a couple $100 when I got the pile saved up enough, right? You know what I mean? Because I got a 20-year-old snow thrower, and it's going to go sooner or later. I've had to change out the drive system on it. So it's a matter of not if it's going to go, it's a matter of when it'll go. I got a wood barbecue. I got a nice 500 liter gallon, 500 liter oil tank from a furnace oil that I'm going to make a wood barbecue out of, slash smoker, this summer too. And that wood barbecue is going into the metal. So I'm always doing something or another with metal a little bit, right? So it adds up. Snow throwers aren't cheap. $1,000 for a half decent one. And I'll go to the dump there before I gotta get one. It's $200 in my pocket. On average. That can go right towards the snow thrower or a push mower. So, my mom thinks I'm crazy for doing it, but hey, she's got a horse trailer, load it up, let's go to the dump, give her a quarter or a third of the money, just for her gas, because gas is outrageous these days. Being almost $2 where I am here in Ontario, and over $2 out in the west end of Ontario, of Canada, out in BC. It's pathetic. Yeah, you know what I mean. Um, yeah, people's, spare tires come off of things, or oh, this rim's wrecked, or whatever the case just might be. You know what I mean? Up here where I am, they're got empties, right? And people throw empties on the side into the ditch from the beer store. Go and pick them up. 10 cents a can or a bottle, right? It adds up. I think one year I saved them all up, and it was $400 or $500 by the time I got it to the beer store. And I saved up for 2 or 3 years with them. I'll be right back. I gotta let the dog out. Want to go outside, Zeus? Let's go outside. Come on, Zeus. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so some people out here in the country, right, they find a back road and have a couple of beers on the way home, so it's money in my pocket, so can't argue with that. It's just a matter of finding, especially with the metal up here, when metal prices are up, the dumps will pay more, right? So, and that's when I usually wait to go, is when the prices are up. Because I think last summer, my neighbor and I had a few heavier things, and he had his Ford F-150. The frame of his truck was starting to rot out, so he took it up to the scrap place there, and he got about $3,000 for his scrap metal, and I got maybe $300 for what I had, and the metal prices were up big time at that point. So it's always a good idea for at least me and him, or me even, before I go up there, to see if what the metal prices are worth, too. So yeah, it's almost at that hour mark. So I'm losing steam here on what to talk about. So I think I'll just call it, and because I think somebody's coming on at 7 o'clock that I might want to watch as well too. So yeah, I think I'll call it, and talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys are around, for sure. Have a good evening, and I'll see you soon.